been today?
It has been, I'm not going to lie, it has been pretty exhausting because last night I decided to take this colon cleanse, which was like a full reset of the entire colon system. And it's like an African herbalist that I was recommended to go to. And on the pack it says you can take 1 to 3. And me being the warrior that I am, I'm like, I can take 3. No problem there. But yeah, you could imagine what happened. I didn't sleep all night. And then I had 3 live workouts booked this morning, and yeah, it was tough, but I feel like I've reset now. So yeah.
Brilliant. Good.
How's your day been? What have you been up to? What's been keeping you busy?
Today I've had a long day, and honestly, 6 o'clock just sprang up for me like boom. Before you know it was 6. Around 2 o'clock, I thought I had all the time in the world. Seriously, I've been shopping with Jazz, my partner, doing so much stuff, and then because like despite coronavirus, my life has still been going as normal, believe it or not.
Normal.
Yeah, so for me it's just nothing has changed, and I'm trying not to think about coronavirus. I'm not trying to give that too much power. As that virus has been given so much power by so many people, and I'm trying my best to stay away from it.
We can actually have the whole of today's session on coronavirus, because it's consumed a lot of people, and it's really unfortunate what's happened. You know, a lot of lives have genuinely been lost, and
I know
it's turbulent times, but with
that's
that
been
said,
tough.
I think there has been amazing things that have happened as a result. It's brought families together, it's brought communities together, it's given people time to focus on what they really want in life, their dreams, their passions, their missions, their life purpose, and it's given people space to reconnect, reevaluate, realign. And I think that's it's definitely one of the positives that have come out of this, call it negative situation.
Yeah, well, we'll touch on that a bit later. So what are you drinking? Let me just put it out there.
I am drinking. I'm really into my herbs. I'm definitely not drinking. I really wanted to get some wine, but right now I'm drinking.
Come on, man. It's
Friday. I was contemplating it. I was definitely contemplating getting some wine, but I was just like, you know what? Let me just stick to what's right right now. I've had my little colon cleanse. I'd be doing my body a disservice if I then went and.
Well, we will go on to talk about discipline.
I don't usually drink. So I grow peppermint in my garden. So I've got some fresh peppermint leaves. For me, it's like, especially like if you're feeling very stressed, cortisol levels are high, herbal teas are the one for me. And, like just sharing different herbs. Like when I make my herbal tea, I never use sachets. Like I drink a lot of chaga, soursop leaves, dandelion root, and just boil it up.
Well, we're going to touch on that as well, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that would want to know about that. Perfect. But let me just share with everyone what I'm drinking. Jasmine introduced me to this, and honestly,
that one sound like a bad person.
No. This is absolutely amazing. This is really nice. And look, I know there's going to be guys in here thinking, oh, Richard, you're drinking that. This is cocktail. This is feminine. No, but honestly, I am not a drinker. Anyone that knows me, I'll drink a glass of wine and I'm gone. Honestly, and I've been like,
you're lightweight. I'm a lightweight as well. My boyfriend's just joined, by the way.
Yeah, no worries.
He would tell you that I'm a lightweight. Like, he's had to carry me out of a club before. Like, I'm that light.
Nah, I can't deal with alcohol. Honestly, I can't. But yeah, 1 glass, 2, that's enough for me.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I find the healthier you become and more in tune you become with your body,
I think so,
the more sensitive you become to alcohol. Like, I never remember it being that bad.
No, I totally agree.
I'm totally a lightweight. But I'm not gonna lie. I was just saying, my son's godmother was around this evening, and I was just saying, I literally can't wait to go out and have a glass of wine with my girl. Like, I'm literally
you and me both.
It was just anything just to have that bit of social face time. Not So bring it on.
I am dying to go out. I'm being deadly serious. If I could go out tomorrow night, I would do that. Honestly, I'm ready. But we're gonna literally kick off, because I've got quite a few questions to get through, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of viewers that have got a lot of questions to ask you. So you got a lot of questions to go through.
You sent me over the questions. I didn't get a chance to read them. So
that's fine. So that's even better. That means you get to answer it naturally. Just like literally when I ask that question, it's gonna come
Okay.
from the, yeah.
Okay,
So
no,
that's
no
fine.
pressure then.
So it's all gonna be organic. So nothing here is pre-planned. I have also spoken to my fitness tribe, and I've said I'm going to get you on board. And a lot of them are quite excited to listen to what you've got to say because,
Amazing.
honestly, having they've looked at your page. Just looking at your page is inspiring, and I'm sure there's quite a lot of people there. They would love to obviously hear from you and just in my opinion, I think you are inspiring a lot of people out there, whether you know it or not, especially in this current climate that we're living in at the moment. And if you could actually make one person happy with what you've got to say or how you can actually point them in the right direction, you've done your job. Even if it's just one person. I think the world needs more people like you out there, in my opinion. You
And
see?
you, because we're all reflections of each other.
Well,
Yeah, we're
that's
doing it
why I
together
get
as a
excited
community.
to bring people like you on board because I know we all passionate about what we do. So therefore, we want to sort of like make sure we share it, you know. And what you're doing, you've been on it like for a very long time. So we're gonna touch on that. So I've got quite a lot of questions to ask you regarding this. And then I'll come, guys. If you have any questions, please, and just chop it down and I'll do my best to go through it as much as I can. But I have my own 10 questions that I'll prepare to so that I can ask Victoria so I don't get out of track. Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I remember everything because sometimes if I say I'm just gonna say it, I tend to forget. I literally go off track. Do you know what I mean? And especially when I have a glass of wine, it does not help. You should have your soursop leaves. I should have my soursop leaves. Yes.
You should be having your soursop too.
Right. So let's kick off, Victoria. So we're gonna open up with introduction of yourself, and so you can just tell the viewers who you are, what you do, and then we take it from there.
Amazing. So I'm Victoria Everest. I'm a transformation mindset coach. I support my clients to go on journeys mentally, physically, and emotionally to help them grow. I've been on several transformations in my life. I struggled with weight and unhealthy habits for quite a number of years. And then after having my son, still struggled with my weight. And then I decided.
And how old is your son?
He's 9 now.
Wow. Okay.
But he was 4 when I first started the gym. Started my relationship with like working out and becoming more conscious of my food choices. And when I decided to go on that journey, I've not looked back, since. And since that point, I've just been on a sort of upwards trajectory of just growth, knowledge. I acquired my MVQ in nutrition and health studies and became a certified coach as well, so I can support my clients reach their goals. But not only from a fitness perspective, from a life perspective. So I take quite a holistic approach, which is underpinned by 4 elements, which is all to do with your mindset, your nutrition, and also your rest, and then also your actual wellness, so your balance with life. So they're the 4 fundamental elements that I interweave into my coaching programs. And outside of sort of my day job, the bits that I'm passionate about, I continue to still work on myself and on my nutrition. I spend a lot of time with my son Ty, and I also still have a full-time job in the tech industry. I've worked.
Where did you get your time from? Where did you find
I create the time. I'm not the best with time, but I create it. I think it's one of those things in life. If you want something, then yeah, you have to create the time if you want it deep enough. And that's one of the things that we can touch on later on in terms of starting that journey.
Yeah, we will explore on that. So I'm gonna dive straight in because I think this is what a lot of people want to know. Yeah. So dare I ask, how heavy were you 5 years back in terms of size?
I was at my heaviest like 87 kilos and a size 18. So I was like an 18-20 bottoms, like very curvy at the bottom. And I still had a small frame. So even though I was heavy, I carried my weight well. So I still had shape.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, at my heaviest, I was a size 18 and about coming up to sort of 90 kilos.
So yeah, Vic, we were talking about what was the trigger? What was it that triggered you to think, to be like, do you know what? I've had enough. I will transform my body. Could you talk us through that, please?
There was a point actually where I had like a family wedding and I was meant to fit into this dress. It was 3 or 4 months before that we purchased the dress. And when it came to the day of the wedding, I tried to fit into it. It was a size 18. And I couldn't fit into it. My mum couldn't zip it up. And I just broke down. It was like, that was my lowest point where I just was like, I just didn't feel great about myself. I didn't feel great. I had really low self-esteem. Didn't have any body confidence. And that for me was like, well, my mum could see like how much it affected me, like mentally and emotionally. And a few weeks later, she signed me up to the gym at David Lloyd's, where I live in Enfield.
Yeah.
And that was in September. I actually didn't start the gym until January.
So you weren't, prior to that, you wasn't really a gym freak.
Sorry?
Prior to that, you weren't really a gym freak. You wasn't a gym
No,
freak.
you know what the irony is? I used to look at people that used to go to the gym and think, oh my God, you guys are so sad. Like, why would you go? That was the honest truth. I thought to myself, like, I was very into going home, watching EastEnders, microwave curry, you know, bit of takeaway, bottle of wine. Like, that was my life. It was like the average, you know. And I used to think, why would you want to go to the gym?
And hurt yourself. Yeah, because for some people it's like punishment. It's almost like you're going to the gym to punish yourself.
Exactly.
I fully understand. So let's talk about the discipline it took for you to get there. So talk about what the level of discipline you needed to have in order for you to keep going.
Discipline has a big part to play in any transformation. It's not only just the discipline when you're on the beginning of your journey of losing weight or making a change, but it's actually, I always say to my clients, it's not losing the weight, which is the hard bit, it's keeping the weight off, which is the much harder bit, because you've got to think you've been programmed to eat a certain way, to follow particular lifestyle habits, that you have to now go on a journey of unprogramming yourself and then replacing them with new habits. So creating new habits is like one of the most challenging things, and keeping the weight off is much harder. It takes a really high level of discipline. So look, quite typically you see a lot of people go on weight loss journeys, lose weight and then put it back on again. Because losing weight is the easy part. You become very addicted to the results, you're feeling great. But the continued result, that ongoing discipline, requires a lot more tenacity mentally, because what you're having to do is create new habits. And it's like going down a road you've never been down before, and you're having to constantly drive down this new road, and it doesn't feel natural. It feels
with all the temptations.
You're out of your comfort zone, and you know what's right for you, but you know your habits cause you to go down a particular route. So it disciplines, you know, I always say that when you're breaking habits, there's three things that are very important. So your knowledge, your desire, so your deep emotional anchorage in terms of your why. Why is it you want to lose weight? Is it because, you know, the doctor said that you're on edge of diabetes, or is it because you want to live longer? You know, you have to really get close to your why. And then you have to have the get up and go, which is the motivation. So your knowledge, your motivation, and your emotional anchorage to your why. They're the three important elements, but without discipline, none of that will work. So you can have all of those three.
Yeah, I think your voice is just gone. Oh, there you go, you're back. We heard up to.
And also the discipline not only comes into play with the nutrition, but it also comes into play with the fitness as well. You know, so many days I wake up and I'm like, I really don't have the energy to try and find the motivation to get up, and it's very difficult to constantly push yourself. And also with on a physical level, in order to get results, you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You can't keep exercising, doing the same thing over and over again for years and expect a different result. So it's really pushing yourself mentally, pushing past your boundaries to really get to where you want to be.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, that's one of the things that I do, and I always try to push people out of their comfort zone, and I definitely believe in that. And whenever I train my clients, and I always say to them, listen, you have to always make sure that you're being pushed out of your comfort zone. If you could do things comfortably, then you're obviously not doing enough. Every session that you do, you have to make sure you are being stretched. You see, and that's very important. And you obviously just touched on that. So, how important was nutrition for you? Because obviously, nutrition does obviously help. You know, people obviously would say is 75% to 25%. What? So 75% to 80% of your
80%,
change.
yeah.
How can you? Could you
I
elaborate
would
on
say
that?
with
What did you
every,
do?
yeah, nutrition is the most important thing, but you know, when it comes to any transformation, how I look at nutrition is it's information transference. So changing your perception on food and how you view food, instead of, you know, like, it's important to
Instead of
enjoy
comfort
food,
eating, yeah.
but actually looking at food for its nutritional value and how is that food going to benefit my body, how is it going to improve my cellular function, how is it, you know, are they
I
foods
love
that our
that.
ancestors used to eat, you know,
Yes.
getting really deep into the information you're putting into your body.
Yes.
And there's so many different, you know, I've worked with women across the years who've done like keto diets, you know, gone vegan, and, you know, made very drastic changes in their nutrition. And you have to find what works for you. For me, my personal change and transformation, the first thing that I did was cut out wheat and dairy. And mainly because a lot of Black and Afro-Caribbean women, or if we have like Black and Afro-Caribbean descent, our bodies are not adapted to digest dairy.
100.
Our bodies are not adapted to digesting wheat. Wheat is a relatively modern grain. You know, if you're going to have a grain of some form, it should be an ancient grain like rye or spelt, where our body is seen as a complex carbohydrate.
100.
Genetically modified foods is a big no-go. Throughout my entire transformation, I've never, ever counted calories. I've counted chemicals. So I steer away from, a lot of vegan food nowadays has a lot of chemicals. They're like, you know, it's got fillers and different things in there. So you just have to be careful. You know, you want to try and eat as very little ingredients as possible and eat whole foods. So that's why I juice a lot, because I can juice whole foods and vegetables and extract the minerals from there. But by changing your nutrition, it changes your whole aura, your energy, your skin, your hair, everything. It's not just, okay, you lose weight. Actually, all your organs are functioning better, especially when you become more acquainted with the types of foods, different herbs, for example, celery or beetroot or things, you know, when you juice, you realize actually some of these things, minerals that your body's lacking, and once you start giving it, you can feel your body function a lot better.
Absolutely. I think the key thing you said there, obviously, is making the right food choices and maintaining that. And that's obviously difficult for a lot of people out there.
Do you know what's interesting?
You
Because we have a joint friend that we both know. Actually,
who's that?
Friend, client of mine, Richard.
Which Richard?
Richard Martin.
Oh yeah. You know Richard.
I know
Have
Richard.
you seen
So
his
I'm going to tell you a story about Richard and why.
Have you seen his transformation?
That's because of the I've been coaching Richard from the beginning of. So when I met Richard, so let me tell you, when I met Richard, it was in December last year. He had been advised, he won't mind me sharing this, he'd been advised from the doctors that he was in a very unhealthy state, and he was very heavy, like morbidly obese, you know, definitely borderline.
100%.
And he was going to the gym and running every day. But he still was very, very overweight. And a lot of the weight was in his gut area, very big. And within a couple of weeks of meeting him, obviously I shared my journey, told him what I did from a coaching perspective. He's like, I want to hear it. I want to learn from you. Let's work together. So within a couple of weeks, I put together like a nutrition plan for him and eliminated some of the key things from his diet. Really simple changes. Fizzy drinks, patties, starchy carbohydrates. Within 8 weeks, the guy had completely transformed. Within 12 weeks, people at work were saying to him, are you okay? Are you ill? Just, you know, he was going to
the gym. He didn't change much. For the first 3 months, he didn't change much from his exercise perspective. He still did the same things. But from a training perspective, it wasn't until like month 4 he started to go for more resistance-based training. That's when the shape of his body actually transformed. But the weight dropped just by nutrition and a little bit of cardio. But it dropped so quickly and so suddenly. Obviously, still didn't help. You know, we didn't take anything out of his diet that would stop him from, you know, functioning and being very healthy. But it just goes to show, and that's somebody who's 47, who's slightly older in life. You know, maybe metabolism will be slightly slower. It was within a few weeks that he started to see, and now he's, you know, he's not looked back since. Like most days we talk, and he's just like so filled with gratitude. Like he said to me, "You saved my life. Like if I didn't meet you and I didn't make the changes that I did, and you didn't teach me the knowledge, share the knowledge that you had, who knows where I would have been."
Yes.
It's kind of like he was in a very bad health state. And he's probably one of 3 male clients that I've coached. Most of the clients that I coach are females. But, you know, Richard's story, because it's so recent as well, it's just his determination and his openness to learn and make changes has been phenomenal. He's really seen the results.
Do you know what? Now it makes sense, because I've known Richard for about 12 years.
Yeah.
And I know I'd say for about 9 years of that, Richard's always been pretty much the same, even though it's been consistent hitting the gym.
He's in the room.
I'm not sure if it is.
He probably is.
But it's good, the fact that because I want other people to hear this, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean.
He would call me, like, you know, we regularly, he'd call me like, you can't believe the same thing. People just stopping me in the street. Say, like, so he's got to say hello, and they're like, who are you? People have not recognized him. He has got so much more energy. Forget how he looks. His
100.
energy levels are just through the roof. For the first time in his life, he's doing weight-based training. He feels strong, he feels powerful, and that's from like nutritional changes.
Listen,
right?
I know Richard very well, and this is why it all makes sense now. Because I'm just to say there for all the viewers there, because I was one of the managers at Fitness First where Richard actually trains. So I've known him for many years, and for the bulk number of those years, Richard's hardly ever made any improvement in terms of his body shape.
It's physical, exactly the same.
Since it's been in your hands, look at him.
He's another friend. Totally, yeah. He's not in my hands anymore. He's away. He's doing his thing now, but. You know, like, I just remember, you know, when I met him, he just wasn't in that, but you can see, like, he was ready to change.
So how did he find you?
We met in the patty shop. I used to go to the patty shop in Enfield, and he used to work there.
Patty shop.
And we both work in tech. So he works for Dell, and I worked for Microsoft at the time. And we shared a similar interest. And then we got talking, but then again, you know, I think it has a lot to do with your descent and just serving your body in the right way, you know, especially Afro-Caribbean people with, you know, strong ancestral roots, strong DNA, genetic makeup. We shouldn't be putting things in our body that doesn't serve us.
Absolutely.
Wheat flour, lard, you know, sugar, things that we, for some reason, over the years, conditioned to feel, you know, eat as a culture, but they're no good for us. And you can see in the majority of Black and ethnic minority people who are not aware, it affects us in very, very bad ways.
Yeah, I think you're definitely on the money. What you've said now, it makes a lot of sense, Victoria, because as I said, I've known Richard Martin for a very long time. And recently, when I've seen him within the last 4 months, the guy has just been a completely different person that I've known.
He's a machine now. Yeah.
No, but this is credit to you and your work. And then, guys, for those of you who don't know Richard is someone who's actually a gym lover. He loves the gym. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean because you go gym regularly, you're doing the right things. So you still need that guidance. You still need to have that knowledge about nutrition. You still need to make the right food choices. You still need to be disciplined. But this all makes sense because when we're talking about mindset, coach, and this is basically the result of that. Because you can be going to the gym quite, regularly 4 or 5 times a week. But if you're not doing the right things, if you're not following the right, sort of like guidelines in how to make it, how to become a greater version of yourself, it's going to be a big mountain to climb for yourself. Do you know what I mean? And I think most people don't have the knowledge that they need to have, So having someone like yourself or a personal trainer, that's the advantage that it gives you.
Yeah.
You see? So, guys, I'm going to also take questions because I'm sure some of you lot must be writing me questions and I don't want to leave questions out because we've already got like 25 minutes. So let's see, because last time I had a live, I literally just asked questions and left out for the people that dropped questions. So let me see if someone else... If you have any questions, guys, feel free to write your questions down, and we'll try and
I want to ask you some questions. So tell me a little bit about
Doorstepactive. You can ask me some questions in the next 10 minutes. That's actually what I want you to do. Yeah, that's fine. Right.
Tell me a bit about Doorstepactive, so my followers.
I will talk to you about that. That's not a problem. I'm just trying to see.
Because I remember when I first reached out to you on Instagram, and I saw some of your classes, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's killing it. I was like, I want to do one of your classes. Like, my passion, like when I first started the gym, I started just doing classes. So it has a very special place in my heart. Just because you're in it collectively. And I remember the first few months of like going, I remember like the first even few weeks, I'd go into class, I was so uncoordinated, I was in the back of the class, I thought everybody was watching me. And then I walked out, I just kept walking out until like one of the instructors was like, Victoria, you've got to stick with it. There's women bigger than you, there's women older than you, and like they're doing it. Like, we're here together, stick it out to the end.
Yeah. No, listen, classes for me is...
And your classes are super fun. Like, and that's the secret. If you can make the class fun as an instructor, it feels like it's so easy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Listen, I'm going to talk... Let me go through and ask some questions here, and then we can come back, and then we'll talk about my classes in more details. So... someone's asking, I think it's Jama German, said, Victoria, they need a nutrition plan for them. I don't know if you know this person.
Yeah, so
Jamal German. I don't know. Are you available to provide them a nutrition plan?
Yeah, my website is not actually on my bio right now because I have this weekend, which I'm going to touch on before we leave, but we've organized this international summit called Secure the Bag, which is all around kind of sharing knowledge and experience through different verticals like fitness, mental health, social media. So I've taken my website down, but you can go to my website, victoriaeverest.com. My nutrition guide is on there. I've also got a free home workout guide as well for anybody that just wants a structured home workout guide. It's available for the community.
Amazing. Amazing. Let me see if there's anyone else that I've left out. Oh yeah, someone else. Marie, who's a good friend of mine, said she's gonna cut out on dairy and wheat from tomorrow. That's just based on the conversation.
I mean, like the dairy is a really big thing, and there's so many plant-based alternatives now. But dairy is essentially, you're drinking mucus, you're drinking, pesticides, antibiotics, pus, and when you think about it logically, a cow's milk, it's meant for their baby cows. We should be drinking human milk. If we want to drink any milk, it should be human milk.
I'm so glad you're putting it out there. I want my viewers to listen to you because honestly, all of this you and I know.
It's so toxic. And you know what the funny thing is? I'll be very open and honest. It's like, the second you eliminate dairy from your diet, like when I then had products with dairy, my body was just, my farts were smelling, and my like, if you listen to your body will say...
That's what I love about you. You're keeping it 100%.
100% real. Your body will tell you what's not good for you. Just listen. You just have to tune into what your body's saying. If your body is, feel bloated after you eat something, take a look at what it is that's made you feel like that, or made your farts stink like that. So, just dairy's always been a big no-no. From very, very early on. If you're still having dairy products, including yogurts as well, cut them out. I do miss them though. I'm not gonna lie, it's really one of the biggest things that I miss, like having a nice yogurt, but it's really not worth it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Listen, I know exactly what you're saying.
Training your palate as well.
But I'm just trying to see if I missed that. I don't want to miss anybody. Last time I had live, everyone cussed me. There's Rich, you didn't answer my question. Did you do this? Okay, there's nothing here. Now, Victoria, I'm going to come back and ask you a few questions. Now you can ask me some questions. So we're going to do tit for tat. Let's do this.
Amazing. When did you start doorstep acting and what inspired you?
Right. I've been in the industry for 15 years now.
It's a long time. And in that time, you've seen a lot of people come, go, change, not change.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've seen a lot. You've been with a lot of souls. And yeah.
So I will tell you my journey. I've always been in fitness growing up, okay? I was playing football professionally at West Ham Football Club, okay? So being at West Ham, during the time I was at West Ham, it was a time where they had the best youth team in the whole country. So where I will go and spend time with the whole of England football team. So they would only play their friendly games to prepare them for all the international games against West Ham, because West Ham were the best team in the country at the time. So you had the likes of Frank Lampard, Joe Cole, Jermaine Defoe, you know,
it's the athletes.
Yes,
training
exactly.
At a very, very high level.
Exactly. So I've been able to understand the importance of being able to train at the highest level.
And that has a lot to do with mindset.
Exactly. So that was embedded in me from then. I was when I started out with someone, I was 12. When I left there, I was about 18. So for that bulk number of years, I already knew how to look after myself, how to eat. And they looked after us to the point where everything we did was looked at properly, because they wanted to maintain that status as being the best in the country. So I was lucky enough to be in that position. So moving on, when I obviously got injured and I couldn't make it as a footballer, then I thought, you know, I want to do something in sports because that's my passion. That's what I love. So then I applied for Fitness First. And then when I started working for Fitness First, worked my way up to management. And when I got into Fitness First, I wanted to just do management. I didn't care about trying to train people. And I thought being in management as a sales advisor, basically advising people into becoming, you know, just to become a member of the gym, because the commission at the time, Fitness First, they were killing it. If you're a membership manager, we were earning more than general managers at the time. So I didn't need to become, you know, I just needed to be in my position.
You didn't care.
I didn't care about anything else. You see, even though there were classes such as body pump, I never really cared about classes. I only just trained my own way because I knew my style of training always worked for me. But then when I got to be up to that position as a general manager, it didn't sit well with me. I thought, you know what? Giving people, you know, disciplinaries and doing this and sending 100 emails per day, it just didn't sit well with me. So I just decided I wanted to start training and coaching people. And since I did that, and I felt like, I don't know, I found my passion, and it just worked out well for me. And then I decided, because I spend most of my time sitting down and encouraging people to become a member of a gym, then I realized some people, gym's not for them, because they walk into the gym, they feel intimidated by
all the men going,
all the men just going, and just.
I get a lot of that from female clients that they want to change and they want to build, and not know, I know to build you need to use weights, you can't build doing cardio. I mean, so but they're afraid, they're intimidated, and it's like, how do you help women and men come
exactly. And working in that environment, it is toxic at times, because if you don't have that body confidence, you just feel like everybody else is fit and you're not.
Yeah.
And the way we used to sign people, because some people thought once you sign up as a member, they used to think you'll get a personal trainer. It doesn't work like that. So when you find yourself having to try and do chest press and do this, it becomes a bit tedious, and you think to yourself, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. You see, and you already know, like, it just didn't work out for some people. Then I realized some people probably want a personalized training session where they could just be them and the personal trainer. So for me, then that's when obviously Doorstep Active was born. Then I thought,
How long ago was that?
Doorstep Active. So then this was 3 years ago. So where I would go to people's houses, it was just me and them, no one else.
One-on-one experience.
Yeah, so literally I'm bringing the gym experience to your house.
Okay.
So no phones. Obviously you're saving yourself time because I'm coming to you. So, oh, it's snowing outside. Oh, it's rain. No, it's you and me together. That 45 minutes is going to be a blast, and that's it. And you finish. And it's coaching at the same time.
It's a great concept. I love it.
And then we talk, and we're talking about nutrition, everything. And
and also I think with the clients that have been who've had the biggest transformations that I've worked with over the years, they've had to just be really raw, open, vulnerable, and honest. And there's no more raw, open, honest place that you get.
And now
to go to someone's house. So like I went to Richard's house and I saw all the snack. Like you just have to kind of lay yourself bare if you're ready to go on that journey. You know, honesty with yourself and honesty with with your trainer, your coach is so paramount.
And another thing I was going to add on that, because obviously us personal trainers, particularly male personal trainers, we got a very bad name in the industry. People seem to
there's
think,
a stigma associated.
Yes, and I knew about that as well, having been in the industry for so long. So I wanted to change the narrative. And as I'm sitting here today, all my clients will tell you how strict I am and how I'm actually, I'll make them feel safe. And at the same time, I want them to love themselves and be themselves and be able to see that this man is not looking at them for the sexual,
element. There is a negative stigma associated, and that's what men are challenging. That's so unfortunate. It is really, really unfortunate. I've come across it a couple of times, but I've been so blessed. The trainers that I've trained with, the coaches that I've personally trained with, have just been so professional. It has to be. I mean, for someone to be very, because we do this for passion,
exactly
supporting Richard to reach his goals and his body goals and the joy that it fills me with to see him, excel and succeed and become the best version of himself.
Yes,
is way beyond anything else that any job can offer. So there's this but unfortunately, I think it's the time that we live in, isn't it? In terms of some people do go into personal training for the wrong reasons and do take advantage of women. But it's great that you made a very conscious effort to ensure that 'cause it's important that your clients feel safe to open up with you and be supported by you. And especially as a woman as well.
Is real. We talk about. I'm not one of those PTs that would be like, oh, I don't eat rubbish. I don't do this. I don't have crisp. I make them feel safe to tell me everything. Well, if you've gone to your friend's party, you eat cakes or whatever. We just need to have an open conversation. So I know at least you're training. And I want you to feel like human, not like, because some PTs tend to hide that side of them. They want to come across as someone who is whole,
like an idol. And I'm 100% not whole. Like I've got so much knowledge on nutrition, but every day after I go and train, me and my friend, you catch us at the cake shop in Dalston. There's they do after school dinner cakes, 3 days in a row. We've gone to train in a park, had reason. It's like, come, let's go get some cake and custard. I mean, it happens, and it makes us feel. And you should never deprive yourself of the things that make you feel good. And that was another point I wanted to mention earlier. When I lost all this weight, I lost coming up to 4 stones. I went from a size 18 to a size 8. At the time, if you asked me, was I happy? I was so unhappy because I was like, it's not enough. I need to lose more weight. I need the first was I want to lose a stone. Then it was another stone. Then it was I'd got to my weight, and then I was I still didn't feel I was constantly chasing this place, this feeling, this thing, but it just wasn't realistic. And mentally,
because you needed to find a happy place within.
I wasn't in a great place mentally. So that's another thing which is so important to say. You see a lot of people who take fitness very seriously, but you can see mentally they're still struggling because they're chasing and they're depriving themselves. You know, like I take my hat off to bodybuilders and people who compete, but I've never competed. People are like, yeah, you've got the physique, you do really well, but I would never do it to myself. I really, you know, because I know mentally you're pushing boundaries to extreme states. And then, so the last, you know, the last couple of years has been focusing on finding that inner peace, finding the things that make me happy. So now, you know, 2 years in, like I'm now focusing on feeding myself, making sure I eat well, because eating well makes me feel good. And focusing on the things that I love exercise-wise, which is lifting weights. And by focusing on the things that make me feel good as opposed to a weight, or, you know, by focusing on attaching myself to a feeling is giving me a far better result with my body than saying, oh, I want to get to this stress size, or I want to, you know, lose this much weight. And actually, if I focus on the things that make me feel good, I'm going to be happy. And how my body looks, it will look. I can't control that, but I'm going to focus on things. And actually, my body looks great by just focusing on the things that I love. So it's kind of like switching your mindset from that perspective. And transformation comes in very different layers. Losing weight takes one type of discipline. Building muscle takes another type of discipline. It's very rare that you can find people that manage to lose weight and build, because you're having to tap into different levels of yourself.
Absolutely.
And when you then go into the phase of building and shaping and sculpting a body, that takes time and patience.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And, you know, there's a lot of pain involved. There's, you know, it's not something that you can just, like weight loss, you can, you know, go crazy on the treadmill for like a couple of weeks and do your classes. And no, building and sculpting and shaping a body, which is what a lot of women want nowadays. It takes a lot of time and discipline and patience.
Victoria, I'm a bit annoyed because we've got like 10 minutes left, but can we add another 10 minutes when this live comes off? Then, because I've still got a few more questions, and I know you've got some questions.
Because I have another live at 7. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no worries.
But we can definitely arrange. This could be one of, you know, it's been amazing catching up.
Cool, because I'm going to save this anyway, because I know some people would come in and because I've had people that have said, Richard,
what's your take on CrossFit? Body Banks Fitness. CrossFit is amazing. Any type of HIIT, fat burning, you know, like,
yes,
for example, I
Body
do my weight training.
That's my guy right there.
If I don't, he's amazing. He's phenomenal. Like, we're all part of this like same fitness community, and like every day it's just like so much.
We need to add him to our group chat.
No, do you know what? We are on the same. He's in the other group chat. We're full in that one, but yeah. Okay, cool. There's too many great people doing amazing things right now, but definitely CrossFit, HIIT training, Insanity. It's that full body like without doing burpees, press ups, you know, like jumping squats. Your body's you're not gonna get the results just by lifting weights alone, in terms of the, you know, the edge, in terms of how you want it to be lean, tone, and have an. So I call it the conditioning. It's so important. If you want a good condition, get your burpees in, get your CrossFit, you know, get 100%. Your high intensity, 100%. Low recovery training style in. But that, for me, that's very challenging. You know, my comfort zone is my weights. I've learned that over the last couple of years. So like doing those types of exercises, I'm having to push my boundaries a lot.
I've got my friend Stephen. He's asking, what can he do to reduce his sugar intake? Because that's one of his struggles. Yeah, so I think with sugar, it's very difficult because it's the government drug. I'm going to do another free question. It's the government drug that everybody's addicted to, and it's in everything, and it's hidden sugars as well. The first step to eliminating sugar, I'm not a guru at it, because you know, sugar is probably my biggest weakness, but at home I have lots of sugar-free alternatives. So you've got stevia, coconut palm sugar. So I love stevia. Yeah, they're sugars. They're still sweet enough to drink. Coconut sugar's nice. Yeah, also very nice. Or just sometimes just some raw honey. Manuka honey, just things that can still help you add.
In the mainstream.
What's that? There's another question.
Yeah, whatever I don't recommend is I don't recommend taking sweeteners. Sweeteners contain a lot of aspartame, which is linked to, it's like a very harsh chemical which is linked to cancer. I wouldn't recommend, you know, if you're going to sweeten, I'd recommend having full fat Coke to Diet Coke. That's, you know, in terms of, if you're going to have sugar, but don't give yourself chemicals. Avoid having chemicals because they cause a lot more complications.
Don't have too much fruit as well, I think.
Good. Stephen, I hope you heard that. I'm going to have one more question from someone. What are your thoughts on training approaches in the mainstream?
Any quacks to look out for?
Any quacks to look out for?
Right now, there's a lot of lives going on. My only concern around lives, it's great, but just it's a challenge, even for me, who's quite experienced with my fitness. You know, keeping up, making sure you don't injure yourself, and making sure you're taking the time out to warm up properly before starting and stretching off afterwards as well. They're just some of the things that, you know, if you're going to be doing things online via Zoom, just make sure you take the time, take care.
A cheat day or a cheat meal?
Okay, one more question. What's better, a cheat day or a cheat meal? That's what
a cheat day with a cheat meal, both.
A cheat day or a cheat meal?
A cheat day or a cheat meal?
A cheat day or a cheat meal. It's a difficult one because once I start with a cheat meal, it normally spirals into the day. But
we've got like 60 seconds because Instagram's going to shut me down. So
okay.
Sorry, Victoria, man. Yeah. We both got very little time, and this is so many people want to hear us. We're going to have to do another day somehow because I've got so many more questions.
Are we definitely going to get cut off in 60 seconds?
Yeah, we'll cut off because this happened to me 3 times.
Yeah.
Where
okay, just really quick.
I couldn't save anything.
We've got
thank you.
The Secure the Bag Summit. The link is that's all right. The link is in my bio.
All right,
it's happening this weekend. We're going to be sharing a lot of tips around fitness, social media, branding, and helping people grow online and utilize this time to upskill.
Well, listen, we still got a lot more to talk about, but we'll do this another time. I'm going to have to go so I can save this life. Thank you so much for joining us.
And make sure you say hi to Richard.
Yes, I will do, definitely. And I think I just looked, it was actually on live, but let me lock off because Instagram doesn't like me. Yeah. But Vic, thank you. Have a nice weekend. We will catch up soon.
Take care.
Take care, Han.
Bye.
Fucking, I didn't want you to